So, as promised today, we'll discuss the ministry of presence in times of grief. The ministry of presence in times of grief. In times of grief and pain, like we have experienced in these past few weeks, and has been clearly experienced at the Lekki massacre, condoling with those who have lost their loved ones and dear ones becomes of paramount importance to the believers and unbelievers alike. The fact that many find it difficult to condole with those who have lost their loved ones at one point in time, following the days of the peaceful protest, one must come to learn about the ministry of presence, especially as enacted by Job's friend. The scripture records, "Then they sat on the ground with him for 7 days and nights. No one said a word to Job, for they saw that his suffering was too great for words." Sometimes it is wisdom having perceived the degree of pain and grief being experienced by a friend that will shut up and offer only the condolence of our presence. Words at this point can become the most useless form of comfort to those grieving. Wisdom is not just knowing what to say, but also knowing when not to say. Job was a wealthy man who lost virtually everything, including his money, health, and even his children. When three of Job's friends heard of the tragedy he had suffered, they got together and traveled to their homes to comfort and console him. Then they sat on the ground with him for 7 days and nights. No one said a word to Job, for they saw that his suffering was too great for words. Job chapter 2, verses 11, 13, and 13, in the New Living Translation. It is in the character of the condoler that he learns to be observant. Empathy becomes a key word here, being able to understand the state of one's pain and the ability to put oneself in another's shoes. In their wisdom, they knew words would not subsist, hence they shut their mouth and offered their presence for 7 good days, never uttering a word. In a world where many are in haste to utter empty words of comfort, it takes great restraint not to say a word to those grieving around us. First, to be a great condoler, one must learn that the comfort of condolence cannot be offered in haste, as it takes from us the most precious of treasures, our time. Imagine going nowhere, sitting on the bare floor, saying nothing, eating nothing, doing nothing, but staring in comforting silence into the eyes of our grieving friends and family members, those who spoken message of "I care, I understand, and I'm going to be here for as long as you grieve." Secondly, in ministry to someone in pain, you must remember this: the deeper the pain, the fewer the words you use. You want to say anything, that hug, that kiss on the forehead, that arm around your shoulders, those fingers intertwined in yours, that stillness sitting beside them could be all that is needed, much more than your words. Not knowing what to say to someone who is grieving, such as experience at the Lekki massacre, shouldn't stop you from condoling with those around. This shouldn't be an excuse to stay away from their premises, simply because you're scared of saying the wrong thing. No, this shouldn't be the case with you. I have always avoided situations of condolence myself until I learned the ministry of presence as shown by Joe's friends. Now I simply offer the silence of my presence in comfort, knowing you know I will always be there for you. Lastly, in ministry to someone in pain, you must realize you can't talk people out of their pain. No matter how sweet-coated your words can be, some pain find their depths and roots beyond words. So what do? Show up and shut up. Wait till the right time to say something. You don't know when it's going to be the right time? Then keep shutting up until you figure it out. There is no rule that says you must say something but you could as well learn from those friends. I hope you did be that friend that can sit on the bare floor for days to console a friend, saying nothing, sacrificing your love, attention, and presence on the altar of his grief. If you are that friend, then I pray that you find that kind of friend in your time of need. What a very mature and a true friend that would be. Never abandon those in grief simply because you're scared of saying the wrong thing. Offer your presence, and that will be more than enough. Shalom.